Welcome to Boomhauer 69 channel, and today I'm just doing a little blog walk. Ooh, a lot of tree limbs down. Yeah, it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll put it down below what it is in Celsius, but right now it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and out in the past few weeks or so, we've been having lots of heavy winds, so right now it's kind of windy out, so don't be alarmed if in this blog you're hearing wind. I decided to take a little walk on my local nature trail. See, I live in town. I don't live out in the country. I live in town, so if I want a peaceful walk somewhere, I have to walk on the local nature trail. But yeah, nice day out. Right now it's about in the morning. It's about 8 a.m. or so in the morning, and about 8 a.m. But yeah, it's a nice day out. Little chilly. I just got a windbreaker on. I probably should be wearing a big old winter coat. It is winter time out, but yeah, and I'll show you this nature trail here we got in our town. Nature trail. That nature trail, that road right there and path, you can drive. There's a driveway that goes back into a big giant round nature trail where there's some exercise little bars and sit-ups. And then there's another little bike path that'll lead you to our nature trail, lead to our train depot. We have in town a little train depot that the local historical society restored and turned into a local museum with the town's history. But yeah, this nature trail that I'm walking on right now, way years ago, used to be an actual railroad track. But since they don't hardly use it, the West Michigan Bicycle Trail Organization purchased it from the railway company, and they just turned it into a walking nature trail for people to ride their bikes. Now, this goes for miles on end. The direction I'm heading right now is east. So if I was to walk this thing 10 miles, it would take me into the next town if I wanted to walk that far. Which in this cold weather I'm not going to do, because first of all, I'm not properly dressed for that kind of weather. Because me, I just left my coats and stuff in my car, and don't care to wear a winter coat. Because I'm a big fat guy, so I got lots of warm from the fat on my body, so my body temperature stays a lot warmer than say an average skinnier or healthier person that's not as big, I'm about 5'8", 200 some pounds. And if I was to try it right now without gloves on, walk the full 10 miles, I would probably end up with getting some sort of frostbite. Again, I just decided to go for a walk. I didn't pay attention to, dressing. But yeah, right here's this nature trail. This is what it looks like, a typical bicycle trail and stuff. But yeah, at one time this years ago, when I was a kid, was again a railroad track. It was, and the railroad company wasn't really using it, and a organization called West Michigan, I think it's called West Michigan Bicycle Trail Organization, they bought up the railroad tracks and made it a nice long nature trail, and sun's looking like it's popped out, so it might turn out to be a warm day. It was 30 out, so I'd imagine it'd get up about maybe 35, 40 degrees. But yeah, a bicycle trail organization, West Michigan Bicycle Trail, I think it's called, bought up this old railroad track, and they just converted it into a nice nature trail. Part of this trail is nice paved, and then once you get more kind of out of town and stuff, it just turns to a gravel type trail. But it's a real nice nature trail to enjoy and walk around, Again, you can take this nature trail miles and miles. I forget how many miles it goes, but you can go either direction. Like, you can go straight this way and then back that way west towards the next town, and then when I'm heading east, Because I'd done it before in the past. I bicycled all the way into the next town over for exercise and stuff. And then I would bicycle back. The problem with me is, though, in the past, it was in the spring and summer. There was one year where it seemed like every time I'd want to go out on the nature trail and then ride into the next town, I'd either, on the way there or on the way back, I'd get caught up in a rainstorm where I'd just be soaking wet. And of course, I had no rain poncho on, so I'm just sitting there all soaked and wet and coming in the house. And that one time, my father, when he was still alive, he came and looked at me and said, "What the heck happened to you?" I said, "Yeah, I got caught in a rainstorm." And that one time, I got caught up in a really bad rainstorm on this nature trail coming back to Saranac, where it was even lightning out, where I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to get struck by lightning. Because one thing, remember, lightning is always looking for a way to ground itself. So if you're standing out in the middle of nowhere and you're the only grounded thing, there's a good chance you're going to get struck by lightning. You know, they say when it comes to playing the lottery, you have more of a chance of getting struck by lightning than actually winning the local lottery and stuff, and which I believe that. I don't care to play the lottery myself. I never cared to do that because my father did a little bit. He used to be one of those guys that would play his dollar tickets, you know, and I learned from him. It's a big joke, you know. I looked at it, if I had all the dollars and money that people spend on the lottery, I'd be rich. And we'll get another good look at that right there. But yeah, again, these cement pieces, been here for over hundreds of years. So just something that maybe at one time the railway system probably had they got round grooves on them, so I imagine at one time the rail company probably used them for tanks or something. But yeah, this nature trail, when it was a railway system, it's been here over hundreds of years. Back in the day, the train depot that's now a museum, that used to be, I think, somewhere right in this area where this park is. It used to be right in this area, and they, of course, moved it more into the downtown area. But back in the day, when this was a rail system, people would take the train to go to the next town. This was back in the day a hopping railway system for passengers to go to the next town over when cars and stuff wasn't very common, you know. Because back in the day, the passenger railway system that ran through here was what they called the Grand Trunk Railway, was the company that used to cart people, you know, taxi people to the next town over. And what the Grand Trunk Railway did was, back in the 50s, was when the last time you could take the passenger train to the next town over, and they discontinued the passenger train system on this line, as they call it, rail line. Some people refer to it. And so what happened was but by then, when they canceled that railway system, by then people were already taking buses and planes, passenger planes started to more pop on scene. And then down for the years, as you know, the trucking industry, you know, semi-tractor trailers became more of a option for delivery, and then of course, you know, planes started delivering packages and stuff, and the rail system kind of died down. This rail line started to not be used as much. It wasn't considered a main rail line. That's why this nature trail organization could purchase this rail line and turn it into a nature trail, because they had to get permission from the federal government. I remember reading about this online, and the federal government looked at this railway system, this rail line, to verify that it wasn't what they consider a main line. Had this been considered a main railway system, considered I guess you'd call it a federal main rail line, then this would have never been turned into a nature trail. It would have stayed a railway system. But being that this nature trail, when this was a railway system, being that this wasn't considered a main railway system, the Nature Trail Organization, Western Michigan Bicycle Trail, as I call it, I think that's the proper name for it, since it's wasn't considered a main railway system, they could legally purchase this land basically from the rail company and turn it into a nature trail and give people opportunities to go bicycling and riding bikes and all sorts of stuff, you know. And you don't know, you might... No, I never had any problems on this nature trail, you know, as far as like wild animals go. You know, some people... Because I live in Michigan, we have bears, wolves, and deer and all that stuff. I never had any problems with any animals, you know. Right now, if an animal was to come after me, I wouldn't be protected, but... Because I didn't bring my protection. Because normally, in the spring or summer, when I walk this trail, I have a big old survival backpack that I practice carrying, and I walk it so I can get used to the weight of the thing. Because again, because the thing is when you have a survival backpack and you got it full of gear, you should always go for long walks with it and get used to the weight of it, so you can determine whether or not you can actually carry it or you can't. Because if you can't carry your backpack, your hiking survival backpack, whatever you want to call it, if you can't carry that on you, and you know you're going in an area where you're going to need the supplies in it, then you're going to be screw glued and tattooed, as I call it. You're going to be quite poop out of luck, you know. So yeah, and that's one thing I like to do on this nature trail, is sometimes carry that, and then I have, you know, a saw and knives, of course, that I carry with me in case I go out on the state land and I decide to go walk around the state land and I get lost somewhere. I have the utensils to build a fire, do whatever I need to do to survive if the worst case scenario. And I have a compass, of course, on me at all times. That's one thing I at least know. I have a compass where I know I can point to north, south, east, west, whatever the case may be. I can look at the compass and see what direction I'm in. Like right now, I don't have my compass on, but I'm heading east. Back that way is west. Because I've done this so many times, I got to know. I'll show you something here. Nature trail. There's these lovely little maps where you can see where you're going, you know. These are the maps. They call this, I guess, the Fred Myers Grand River Valley Rail Trail. They call it Rail Trail because it used to be, again, a railroad system. And then here's a bench. You can say, "Joy, this must be something new they put in. I didn't see this. Must be they done that recently." So yeah, and along the way they got some benches to sit down. Normally when I walk this trail, I have my bug out survival backpack, whatever you like to call it, on me sometimes. And then too, when you're walking this trail, they also have these markers that got numbers on it and stuff. So if you ever have your cell phone, you get lost and you need to call somebody, you can use that number there to help let the responders or whoever you're calling know where you're at, you know. Someone's calling them like mile markers. I know on main highways and roads you see those, and they call them mile markers. From my understanding, that's just a number, you know. I don't know what that really is for, but yeah, normally when I walk this, again, I would have that pack on there, but I decided not to bring it yet this time around because I'm just going for a short walk. But yeah, this trail they put in, and I really like it and enjoy it, you know. And if I keep walking this way, eventually, if I keep walking east, because I'm heading east right now, if I keep walking east, I'll be heading towards the Michigan state land. This trail runs through the state land, so, and that's a neat thing too, is if you're a hunter, you can walk this trail and hit up the state land for hunting, which I'm not going to go that far because I think hunting season's still going on, and I ain't got orange on me, so I don't want to get mistaken for a bear, deer, or whatever's going on, you know. So I'm only going to walk a little bit and stuff. Now, walking on this nature trail, when it comes to wild animals, again, I never had no problems. I haven't came across any bears, wolves, or anything. You know, the only thing I ever came close to on this nature trail is I smelled, I should say, a skunk. If you're walking this nature trail, because I live in the lower part of Michigan, in northern Michigan, in the upper peninsula, or UP, is where you're going to more probably run into bears and stuff in the more northern part, because down around here, in my area, we do once in a blue moon get a bear, and everybody talks about it on social media. Oh, did you see that bear and all that stuff? So they're around. There could be one right now in this woods, and I wouldn't even know about it, but this area is so heavy populated with residential and stuff, it's unlikely to spot one, and if I do spot one, I'm definitely getting it on camera. But yeah, so if you're one of those people like from Canada and areas that have a lot of bears, and you come to this area in Michigan and you're wondering, you know, if I walk this trail, do I need bear spray? I'd say nah. Out here, I think the worst thing you're gonna meet as a wild animal is a skunk. You'd run more of a chance of getting sprayed by a skunk or getting robbed by a total stranger human being than you would meeting a bear or a wild animal. I haven't personally had any problems with bears or weird animals. The only thing, again, out here I ever came a little bit close to is I smelt a skunk before. You know, I walked and could tell a skunk's been nearby, and that's about it. And towards the end of the pavement here, the cement part of this nature trail, we have a nice, lovely little wooden bridge, as you can see. Show you this is a little creek right here. This little creek here flows all the way into the Grand River, which, where I'm pointing that way, is what we call the Grand River. That's the big flat river where you can fish and you might catch something. I have an uncle that does a lot of fishing in that river, that he owns a big old boat. And then here's the other side of the creek. Now, this way I'm facing is south, and then the river is north. This way is south, north, east, and then this way is west. But here's what the little wooden bridge looks like, and then beyond that is gravel, and if I keep walking 3 or 4 miles, 5 miles or so, about a few miles out that way, I would hit the state land, because this trail runs right through the Michigan state land, which I'm not going to do because I don't have any orange on me, and I don't want to, if there's any hunting going on, I don't want to be mistaken for something else, because I ain't got the proper orange on me to verify that I'm a human being. But yeah, this nature trail is a good nature trail in the spring and summertime to bicycle, you know. It's pretty flat terrain surface, you know. Any standard bike, I've ridden old junky bikes with not very good tires on it, and I done just fine, you know. I even rode a beach cruiser bike on this pavement, so it's pretty flat surface. So if you're ever in this area, it's flat surface all the way to the next town. And now beyond that, I don't know, because I haven't gone in that section. I just mostly, when I rode on this nature trail, I just rode to the next town over and stopped at the Burger King, because if you go that way, the nature trail runs all the way into the next town over in the downtown area, and they got a bridge, a big old beautiful blue bridge that crosses the main state road. And it runs right through a main state road, and they put this bridge over it to make it easier for pedestrians to cross the road. They put a big old bridge going over the road and stuff, and near this bridge there's a Burger King. So if you're ever in this area and you walk east and you head to the next town over, eventually you'll come across a Burger King fast food joint where you can have your lovely burger and fry and drink and then head back. Because that's what I used to do. I used to, a lot of times, for the fun of it, bicycle all the way to that Burger King because they make good burgers there. The employees were real nice, and the manager guy that they had, I don't know if he's still the manager there or not, but the manager guy I remember of that Burger King was a real nice, friendly guy. And I'll tell you what, when it came to somebody that for a manager of a fast food joint, they had the right guy there. I don't know if that person's still working there or not, or it's been a while since I've been to that local Burger King, but that next town over, that was a really good Burger King place. Now, I'm not gonna give out too much information of what the towns are, too much. But yeah, but that back there, this trail runs right into the downtown area where, if you go next town over, there's many thrift stores you can visit. There's one called Pocket Change, and there's all kinds of different little stores in the area, and multiple restaurants. Right, there's one called Blue Water Cafe. There's Lighter Grill, Oliveira's. There's all kinds of bars, restaurants, you name it. It's a pretty good sized town, so it's got pretty much everything. So yeah, and I used to like riding it because you could, if I had to go somewhere, I would a lot of times ride a bicycle if I could, and I'd go the next town over and stop at the Burger King, and they used to have a dollar store called Family Dollars there, but it went out, and I would go in the Family Dollars, buy some things, and then head back home. The only sad part is, a lot of times I'd end up getting caught in a rainstorm, like I said before, and that was never no fun, but it was still interesting and stuff, so yeah. But again, there's some beautiful nature scenery. Sun's trying to pop out. I think it is starting to warm up a little bit. I'm kind of getting that kind of warm vibe feel, Last time I checked the temperature before I left the house, it was about 30 degrees Fahrenheit out, which, again, I'll put in the video I don't know what that would be in Celsius right now. But yeah, here's the trees and nature, And there's another view, kind of the river. If you that way, there's the Grand River beyond that field there. I don't know if you see it too good. See if I can't zoom in a little bit there. But yeah, that's beyond that field is the Grand River. But there's a view right there of the park that we have, our local park. There's a pretty good view. I'll see if I can zoom in. But yep, there's the park. Since it's wintertime, there's ain't gonna be people out there enjoying it because being it's wintertime. Well, there's another view of our park. They call that Shides Park. That's what they call the park. I remember as a kid playing on that park. Wind's picking up, but yeah, when I was a kid, I used to play in that park all the time. Go there with my parents and play on the jungle gym stuff they had. Now they upgraded their playground setup years ago, and it's not the one that I played on as a kid. They upgraded it to a newer, better one. Well, back home now, and hope you enjoyed this video of me going on my local nature trail and here in Michigan, and going on a local nature trail and giving a little history about it and stuff, and a little talking. Hope you enjoyed the video and hope you found it entertaining. And if you like more of these kind of videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel, because I will be doing more of them as time goes on and stuff. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you've been on that trail before and your thoughts, or if whatever trail is in your area you've been on. Comment below what you thought of this video as well. And I hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching. And again, if you like this sort of video, and you want to see more of this kind of content, subscribe to my channel, because I will be doing more blogging videos. And hope you all have a good day, and again, thanks for watching.